guys, Nick here. Thanks for stopping by. I wanted to do a series of videos that have been requested. A lot of people have been wondering kind of what my life was like leading up to my diagnosis. So I've put a lot of thought into how I wanted to approach this. So I'm going to break it down into several different parts and just a heads up, if you're looking for dirt on other people or names given or anything like that, it's not going to happen. This is my story and the things that have happened to me and kind of throughout my life, both the good and the bad. So it's not my goal to throw anybody under the bus or pass blame on anyone or anything like that. So if you're looking for, juicy details like that, this might not be the video for you. So I was born and raised in the southeastern United States, in Tennessee, in an area which is called the Bible Belt. Now, an area, or if you're not aware of what the Bible Belt is, it's a region in the southern United States where socially conservative Protestant, particularly Christianity, is kind of the dominant religion. It plays a really strong role in how the society and the culture is kind of structured. Church attendance in this part of the country is generally higher than what would be the nation's average. So there was a lot of religious influence on me during the first part of my life. So my parents were upper middle class, what I would consider to be upper middle class, and they were very, very active in we call it our home church, the church that we attended. And I had what I would consider to be a privileged life growing up. Both of my parents were children of pastors and church leaders. So I attended church every Sunday morning, Sunday night, and Wednesday night with my parents, as a family, pretty much all the way through high school. Now, I attended local public school up until the ninth grade. In the 10th grade, I was enrolled in a Christian private school that's here in my hometown. It's become a very popular school since, not since I enrolled it. It was already very popular, but it's gotten even larger since then. But that's been, 20 plus years ago. So during my junior and senior year is when I kind of started to rebel, I think, as most people do. That's when I first kind of started drinking kind of here and there whenever we could come across it. So at this point, it wasn't, anything that I would consider not normal. Not condoning underage drinking, but I think that a lot of people, obviously do experiment with different things when they're in high school. So after that, I kind of started to realize during that process that I really, really enjoyed drinking. It was different than looking forward to doing other things. I couldn't wait, for my next opportunity to get drunk. It was fun. It was exciting. It was very, very different than how I was raised. My parents did not drink. There was never alcohol in the house. And it was just very something, different, that I could do. I always kind of held different beliefs, I think, than my parents, which kind of goes into what happened to my religious faith. Now, since I graduated high school, I developed kind of my own spiritual relationship from as far as my personal higher power. This might be unpopular to some people that know me that might be seeing this video, but I stopped believing in the Judeo-Christian concept of God. that I was born and raised with. I'm not going to go into the specific details of what my personal faith and higher power is. I feel like that's individual for each person, and I completely respect everyone's beliefs, everyone's faith, whether they have one, whether they're agnostic, whether they're an atheist, Christian, Islam, whatever it is that brings you close to what you feel is your higher power. That's all you. So again, this is just my experience. So after I graduated high school, I enrolled in the local community college where I received my associate's degree. After my associate's degree, I went into the University of Tennessee, where I received my bachelor's degree in political science. Now, in between or during my time getting my associate's degree is when my partying really started to become a large part of not just who I was and my social circle, but a lot of it became part of my identity. We would go out to the late night clubs. You guys know the types, the ones that would open at 11 o'clock at night, close at 3 o'clock in the morning. Oftentimes the party would go well past 3 o'clock. I won't go into specific things that were done, but I will just say, at that time, if things were to be had in my group and with me personally, they were indulged in. So drinking was kind of a byproduct of that, but it was a lot of times if nothing else was, around or available. I was never what I would consider to be an addict of anything other than alcohol. Because after college, all of that stuff pretty much, abruptly stopped. I did, however, continue to drink. And that's when I really started to develop what I would consider to be a habit, which eventually turned into a dependency. So during that, I was, really up on life. I felt like there was, just all kinds of amazing things that were happening. I had finished school, and I had finished school with, like a 3.6 GPA. I had done really, really well and had a good balance. I was also working full time when I was in school. I lived on my own with my girlfriend at the time. She was more responsible than I was, at that stage in my life. But I was able to manage all of that, somehow. And I had eventually ended up getting other roommates, some that were good, some that were really good. I was able to live with some really good friends that we all seemed to be in kind of the same place in life. So at this point in my life, I was drinking on at least 5 days a week, I would say. It's hard to look back and try to think about how much I was drinking at that time, because it is so far back. But alcohol it had become a part of me. It had become part of my identity. Everybody knew, if we were all hanging out, whether it be, beer at beer at a barbecue, beer at the apartment. But at this time, I hadn't switched over to hard liquor. I was drinking, primarily just beer. And I say just beer, but it's important to know that your body doesn't know the difference between beer, liquor, wine. It's all alcohol, and that's how your body recognizes it. It does not distinguish. So that's where I'm going to stop this particular video, just kind of getting me up through college. Didn't want to bore you guys down with a ton of details that are really kind of just irrelevant. But that's where, my life was still on a good path at that point. In my next videos, I'll start talking about, I had gotten married and my first job and just kind of how things for me, progressed during my first marriage. So thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. I love all the subscribers. I love all the comments. You guys are awesome. It means the world to me, and I hope that it's helping you guys and giving you some strength and some hope, because I know how difficult it can be if you're battling with, in my case, it was alcohol, but any type of addiction or dependency, and especially liver disease and cirrhosis. So I hope you guys keep coming back. Leave comments below. Also in the description, there is a link to my Facebook page for end-stage liver disease and support. So check that out. Check out the group rules. And if you want to join, just click join and you're in. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a good day and a good rest of the week.